Yo, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not leaving the USA anytime soon. If I'm honest, I need to go back to my hometown because if I could just live there my entire life in my hometown, oh my god, I would just I would just do that because there are some people in this world that just want to live where they live. They don't want to move out, they don't want to go travel. They don't really want to do vacations. They just want to live where they want to live. That's what I would do. That's what I fucking would do. You know? That'd be great. I'm not leaving America. I'm not leaving USA. USA for me, baby. I don't care how crappy it gets. Okay? This is my land. Or actually, this is the place where I'm from. I've been assimilated since birth. I was born and raised here. I don't know about you if you live in the USA, but regardless, yeah, I'm not moving out, but you're not gonna convince me to go join you in North Macedonia, okay? Or in fucking Saudi Arabia, some bullshit. United Arab Emirates in that one Dubai town or whatever, or city. And then, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to go to a place like South Sudan. No offense to anybody who's from there. I'm just saying there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of whatever, and it's a completely different culture. And it's like, I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't want to go assimilate into another culture. I want people to assimilate into mine if they come over here. But yeah, I just don't like to travel. I just don't like to travel. Like I would stay most of my days inside the house, and the only time I would go out of the house is going around the neighborhood, or maybe going around the town, or going around wherever. Maybe outside of town if I have to, for the occasional trip or whatever, if I have to. But outside of that, no, no. I would just stay in my hometown. You know, because that's all I really know. And right now, I'm not currently in my hometown because I can't, like, my lifestyle doesn't exactly afford it. But they're like, oh no, you can't have kids these days because they can't afford it. Yeah, neither did your grandpappies. Neither did grandma and grandpa. But I don't have time to have kids. Then get a job that gets you to have time to have kids. Like we live in modern day. But it's like, oh, but I can't find one. Then make one. You can make a business. Oh, but that's hard. Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that are hard. But, like, what would you rather be? Would you rather be somebody who has a business and has time to have kids? Or would you rather just be another mojo who thinks they can't have time to have kids because they work too much? But like, oh, I can't afford this, da 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 da. Then find something cheaper, bro. Find a cheaper place to live. Find a good place to live. Like, yeah, the boomers are dominant right now, but in a couple of generations, all you have to do is invest in one specific house. A good house. Like a good house to fit a big family. Just like one big family, okay? Alright? Meaning more than 4 people. Okay? But how am I supposed to afford food and this and this and this? Bullshit. You can, like, oh, yeah, I gotta afford it. Then learn how to make fucking food. That's what your ancestors did. Somebody had to fucking survive, even with just one child. Even with just one, because death was so common. So, yeah. Start turning that one child into multiple siblings child, you know? You know what I mean? Because we gotta do that in America. But I'm infertile. I don't have the ability to make babies. Then go adopt. Or at least get somebody who has kids then. That way at least you don't have to pay the real one. But they're like, but isn't that somebody else's kids? It may be. As long as they're not a gold digger or a bitch. Then yes. You can do the bi or the gay or whatever. Just don't get too, or even straight. But just don't get too personal with it when they're a kid. Maybe in their later teen years, especially when they're around 18 or so. But don't really explain it to them when they're just learning what puberty is. You know what I mean? But yeah. You know, like, I want to be a father someday. But then I have to find somebody. You might go, I'm an incel. I can't find anybody. Bullshit. Just look in your local area. Just go somewhere where there is population or something. But it's thousands of miles away. Shh. There's somebody of your type that you like, that you love, close enough to you wherever you may be, whatever country you are in. Not just America or United States of America. Just anywhere. The Americas, maybe Africa, North or South America if you want to be more specific, but Africa, Europe, Asia, Oceania, you know, fuck, maybe even Antarctica. But still, all those continents, all those places, all those countries, lands, peoples, whatever, go find somebody, okay? And if you can't have kids, you can always find them, okay? Just do it legally. Do it in a spot where you know that child didn't, like, there's not somebody looking for him in the sense of, like, ooh, where the fucking my kid go, or whatever. No. You need to get a legal person. Not slavery. No. Not slavery. Okay? But you know what? Go adopt. Because at least then, you might have somebody who's fertile, who can give to the next generation, even if your generation ends, even if you're the end of your own genetic line. And please, get an original last name. Last name, not first name. Because first names can be kind of unoriginal. They can kind of get away with that. Last names, however, it kind of gets a little weird because there's a social stigma of, like, changing your last name. Because the only time that can really happen is if it's through a court case, or if it's, like, you know, like, you legally have to, or maybe because you got married, or you end up being put in a family where you have to legally change your last name. I would say, how about find a way to legally change your last name where you're in smaller families, okay? Especially in those smaller families with names that aren't really that common. Like here in my home country, the most common last name is Smith. So basically, anything that's in the top 10, like, biggest names, biggest last names, don't pick it. Don't pick in, like, the top 10, 20, maybe even 30. But, yeah. Just avoid those names, like, completely, you know? Like, I'd rather you be a Gaylord than a Smith as a last name. Smith as a first name, that's fine. Smith as a last name, you piss me off. Especially you, Liam Smith. Or actually, I should say, Olivia Smith. Yeah, you, that person who was born in 2025, but then turned 25 in 2050. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You're a part of it too. Not just the people in my time, although if you are of this time period, please try to have a good life, regardless of where you live, even if you are in the USA, even if you are in a shit city like New York. When I mean a shit city, I just mean there's, like, a lot of crime, but You get the idea. Don't do collectivism. No communes, okay? I don't want you doing that bullshit. I'd rather you do an abortion than be in a commune. Because those things make you have to share stuff. And there are some things you probably do not want to share for obvious reasons. Like, I don't know, a gun. Or special things that are special to you. You know, I don't know what you are. I don't know you. I mean, I know most of my audience is 20-year-old something women from fucking, like, a bunch of non-English speaking countries for some reason. Or at least non-English speaking in the sense that it's not dominated by native English speakers, at least to my knowledge. I don't know why I keep getting African and European women, sometimes South American women, but mostly women. I don't know why. But don't get me wrong, I do have men on here too. Okay? I do have men on this channel. A lot of men on this channel. You're just more of a, like, you probably wouldn't want to comment as much for reasons, I guess. I don't know. It's just a weird thing on my channel for some reason. I don't understand it. But it's whatever, you know. It's not like I'm forcing you to subscribe or like the video, you know, or comment. They say that a lot, but like, I genuinely don't really say that in my videos much. I'm only really just saying that because they do say that a lot in YouTube videos, you know, or share it to who knows, whoever the fuck. But anyway, I am out of here. And yeah, that's why I am not really gonna do that because, look, it's just all I know, man. Like, even if it's the worst place in the world, I don't really want to move, bro. Okay? It's where I want to live. Wouldn't you want to live where you were raised? Born and raised? Or at least just raised? No? I hope you want to live in a place where you'll get to live there your whole fucking life. I'm not on your side of the story. But I do got funny hair and I think I'm balding. Anyway, I am out of here. Again, I'm telling you that. I know I'm repeating myself. But just remember, stay ugly.